Have you ever wondered why some people seem to age with vitality, while others struggle to enjoy their later years? What's the difference between living with energy, joy, and purpose in your 70s, and feeling confined by the limitations of age? In today's video, we're going to uncover the 5 habits that can steal your happiness in old age, and more importantly, how to break free from them. By the end, you'll learn exactly how small changes in your daily routine can not only help you feel younger but also improve your mental and physical well-being as you age. We'll explore practical tips on managing your health, staying active, and building meaningful connections that will make a world of difference in your life. Whether you're in your 60s, 70s, or beyond, this video is packed with life-changing advice that can help you embrace the golden years with energy, confidence, and joy. If you've ever felt like your best years were behind you, I promise this video will change your perspective. Stay tuned, because you won't want to miss the simple yet powerful steps that could transform your future. If you are not subscribed, I recommend subscribing and activating the notification bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support means a lot to me, and if you enjoyed this video, you can help me continue spreading the valuable lessons by liking and sharing it. 1. Dependency on medical care. As we grow older, we inevitably face the reality of aging. The body slows down, the joints ache, and certain functions no longer work as smoothly as they once did. And as the years accumulate, so too does the number of visits to doctors, specialists, and medical professionals. We start going to the hospital more frequently. One for high blood pressure, another for back pain, yet another for digestive issues. Doctors prescribe medications to address every complaint and every symptom. It might seem like we are simply doing what's necessary to stay healthy, following the prescribed treatments with the hope of maintaining our vitality. But behind this seemingly responsible and proactive approach to health, there lies a deeper, more insidious issue, a growing dependency on medical care. Many elderly individuals begin to feel like they cannot function without their medications. What began as a series of reasonable prescriptions for specific health issues can slowly evolve into a complex cocktail of drugs, each one treating a different aspect of their aging bodies. What might seem like prudent care on the surface hides a far darker reality, one that often goes unnoticed until it begins to take its toll. The human body is incredibly resilient, but it's also incredibly delicate when it comes to managing the stresses of aging. After we pass the age of 70, something startling happens to our bodies. Our ability to metabolize medications begins to sharply decline. Studies show that the body's ability to process drugs, specifically the liver and kidneys, which are responsible for metabolizing and excreting medication, diminishes to less than half of what it was in our youth. Imagine that, a medication dose that once felt routine can now hit your system twice as hard, causing side effects that might never have occurred earlier in life. Over time, this can lead to a cascade of unexpected and dangerous health consequences. At first glance, the effect of a medication may seem insignificant. However, over time, these seemingly small shifts can build up, compounding each other. Consider the case of Mr. Yamada, a 76-year-old man who found himself taking medications from 5 different hospitals, each prescribing a different solution for his complaints. The result was not improved health, but rather a gradual erosion of his well-being. His appetite diminished, and he began losing interest in the most simple pleasures of life, eating meals, enjoying time with family, and even his beloved outings. His family noticed this decline and sought a second opinion. It was only then that a compassionate doctor took the time to carefully assess his situation, reducing the number of medications he was taking from 10 to just 3. The result was nothing short of miraculous. Mr. Yamada began to regain his appetite and energy, and the joy of dining out with his grandchildren became a treasured weekly experience once more. But Mr. Yamada's case is not an anomaly. Far too many elderly people are prescribed a growing number of medications to manage a range of health issues, often with little thought about the compounded effects of these drugs on their aging bodies. In Japan, a shocking 40% of elderly individuals are taking 5 or more medications regularly, far higher than the global average. In Western countries like the United States and much of Europe, there is a growing awareness of the dangers of polypharmacy or the practice of prescribing multiple medications for multiple ailments. These countries have long recognized that drug interactions can have catastrophic effects, leading to new health problems, unnecessary complications, and even hospitalization. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment 1 below to let me know that you are still here with me. Yet, the risks of medication dependency are not limited to physical health. There are profound psychological effects as well. Many elderly individuals develop an underlying anxiety about their health, an anxiety that grows exponentially when medications are involved. What will happen if I miss a dose? What if I run out of this pill? These thoughts become all-consuming. Without the comforting presence of a pill, the fear of illness and decline seems overwhelming. This creates a vicious cycle. The more we rely on medication, the more we fear living without it, and the more we become psychologically dependent on it. Over time, this anxiety can severely restrict physical activity, as people become afraid to move, exercise, or try new things in case their health deteriorates. As a result, they lose strength, stamina, and resilience, and their overall health begins to decline. Not because of the conditions they are treating, but because of the fear and inactivity that medication dependency fosters. So, what can be done? The first step in reversing this trend is to foster a strong, trusting relationship with a physician. A doctor who doesn't just prescribe pills, but who takes the time to understand the whole person. It is essential to regularly review medications and question whether each one is truly necessary. Are they all truly addressing something that cannot be improved by other means? Could there be simpler, less invasive alternatives? By engaging with healthcare professionals in a thoughtful, collaborative way, we can take control of our health rather than allowing medications to control us. However, it is not enough to simply focus on reducing medication. We must also embrace a more holistic approach to health that centers on self-care and prevention. For example, those with high blood pressure may find that adopting a low-sodium diet and engaging in regular, moderate exercise can significantly improve their condition without the need for excessive medication. Insomnia, another common ailment among older adults, can often be alleviated by reviewing one's sleep habits and making simple changes, like limiting caffeine, establishing a bedtime routine, and reducing screen time before sleep, that can lead to better, more restful nights. Sometimes, the simplest changes in daily habits can lead to the most profound improvements in health. The key here is not to eliminate medical care but to approach it with wisdom and discernment. Medical professionals are invaluable, and medications certainly have their place in managing certain conditions. However, they should never replace the core elements of good health: balanced nutrition, regular physical activity, emotional well-being, and mindfulness. By staying in tune with our bodies, listening to what they need, and making conscious decisions about how we care for them, we can ensure that we are giving ourselves the best possible chance at a healthy, vibrant old age. Finally, a word of caution. No matter how well-intentioned, never reduce or stop taking prescribed medications without consulting your doctor. It's easy to think we know what's best for our bodies, but healthcare professionals have the training and expertise to guide us through the complexities of aging and medication management. If you feel concerned about your medications, don't take matters into your own hands. Work with your doctor to find a solution that is right for you, one that allows you to live with both health and peace of mind. Remember, it's not just about living longer. It's about living better, with strength, vitality, and independence. So, embrace your health journey with a sense of empowerment. Take the time to manage it wisely, educate yourself, and focus not just on managing diseases but on cultivating wellness. Every step you take toward reclaiming your health, free from unnecessary dependency on medications, is a step toward a life full of joy, energy, and meaningful connection with the world around you. This is the true path to thriving in old age, not through endless pills and prescriptions, but through the power of mindful living and a wise, discerning approach to your well-being. 2. Lack of exercise leading to decreased physical strength. The second habit, a lack of exercise leading to decreased physical strength, is a silent, insidious threat that slowly robs us of the vitality we once took for granted. In the later years of life, we often fail to recognize the far-reaching impact of inactivity on our physical well-being until it's too late. The decline of muscle strength is one of the most painful consequences of aging, and once it begins, it becomes alarmingly difficult to reverse. Yet, there is an even more dangerous fallacy that many seniors believe: that exercise is too strenuous, too exhausting, and that it's simply not worth the effort. While it's true that extreme physical exertion can be taxing, especially for those in their golden years, avoiding exercise altogether is an incredibly dangerous decision. We often think that rest is the solution to aging. After all, we've worked hard our entire lives and deserve a break. But in truth, the very act of resting too much, or avoiding movement altogether, can set off a cascade of negative consequences. It's especially concerning because the effects of muscle loss from inactivity are quick, cruel, and difficult to reverse. Studies show that after turning 70, Just 2 weeks of inactivity can result in the loss of muscle strength that took years to build. It's mind-boggling to think that the physical strength we so carefully nurtured over a lifetime can begin to fade so rapidly. This sudden loss of strength can leave individuals feeling helpless, with even the simplest movements, like standing up or climbing stairs, becoming daunting, exhausting challenges. I've witnessed this firsthand in my own family. My father, who was always an active and vibrant individual, fell ill at the age of 72. What followed was a devastating period of illness that left him bedridden for an entire week. What seemed like a short period of rest turned into a life-altering struggle. In a matter of days, his once strong legs that had carried him on daily walks for years, became weak and unsteady. He could no longer climb stairs. Even standing for extended periods became a painful endeavor. It was as if the very foundation of his independence had been eroded in an instant. This swift decline was hard to accept. Watching my father's once dominant physical presence shrink before my eyes was heartbreaking. A man who had loved to take long walks, who had always prided himself on his ability to remain active, was suddenly dependent on others for basic tasks. His sense of freedom, something so easily taken for granted in the past, was slipping away. The emotional toll of this decline was just as painful as the physical. There was a deep sense of frustration in my father's eyes, a longing to reclaim what he had lost, but also a sense of helplessness, as if he wasn't sure where to begin. But, just as it seemed all hope was lost, a new opportunity for renewal appeared. After seeking the counsel of a specialist, we learned something surprisingly uplifting. Even in one's 70s, muscle strength can be regained, and even improved, with the right approach to exercise. The truth is that consistent, appropriately planned exercise can completely transform the aging body, revitalizing muscles, improving balance, and even boosting mental clarity. My father's journey from despair to recovery was as much a lesson in perseverance as it was in the power of the human body to adapt. The first step was a small one, a modest beginning that seemed almost insignificant. My father started with just 5 minutes of slow walking each day. It was a humble start, a mere drop in the ocean, but it was a start nonetheless. Gradually, as his confidence grew, the walks lengthened, and new exercises were introduced. Simple strength training, like standing up from a chair 10 times in a row, was incorporated into his routine. It was slow, steady progress, no magic pill or instant fix, but the results were remarkable. In just 2 months, my father's life had transformed. Climbing stairs, which had once been an exhausting task, became easy once again. His posture improved, his gait steadied, and, most importantly, his spirit was reignited. A light returned to his eyes, and he once again found joy in simple tasks. He even enrolled in radio gym classes, where he not only strengthened his body but forged new friendships, enhancing his mental and emotional well-being. The physical recovery was truly impressive, but what was even more inspiring was the newfound sense of vitality and joy that seemed to radiate from him. What I learned from my father's experience is this: consistency is the true secret to regaining strength. Even 5 minutes of daily exercise can be more effective than occasional long sessions, which often come with a risk of injury or overexertion. The key to lasting results is not pushing oneself to exhaustion, but rather creating a sustainable routine that becomes part of one's daily life. Sudden, intense bursts of exercise can sometimes have the opposite effect, especially after the age of 70, leading to injury or burnout. Instead, gradual, steady effort yields lasting change. Here are some specific, practical exercises that can make all the difference in maintaining and restoring physical strength in later years. Morning stretching and deep breathing. Start the day by incorporating stretching and deep breathing exercises. Stretching the body gently and slowly promotes circulation, increases flexibility, and boosts energy levels. Pairing these stretches with deep breathing helps calm the mind and activate the brain, preparing the body for the day ahead. This simple practice can increase overall activity levels, setting a positive tone for the rest of the day. Walking with purpose. Walking isn't just about getting from point A to point B. It's about making each step count. Incorporating brisk walking into your routine strengthens the heart, boosts lung capacity, and supports joint health. A stroll is fine, but walking with purpose, incorporating brisk intervals, can enhance cardiovascular function and lower body strength. Additionally, walking on uneven surfaces helps improve balance and coordination. Evening strength training. In the evening, while watching television or relaxing, Consider incorporating simple strength exercises into your routine. For example, while seated, try lifting and lowering your legs, or gently pressing against a wall for resistance. These small movements performed consistently build muscle over time, creating lasting strength without the need for expensive equipment or complicated routines. Social exercise for motivation. One of the greatest challenges of maintaining an exercise routine is finding the motivation to keep going, especially on days when you don't feel like moving. However, exercising with others can be the key to consistency. Whether it's joining a group fitness class, participating in family walks, or simply having a friend or neighbor to walk with, social exercise adds an extra layer of accountability and encouragement. It turns a solitary activity into an enjoyable, shared experience. It's also important to note that even if you are bedridden or dealing with limited mobility, exercise is still possible. Simple bed exercises, like gentle stretching or even lifting your arms and legs while lying down, can help maintain some level of muscle strength. The most important thing is to start where you are. Small movements, done consistently, can make a significant difference over time. The path to strength in older age is not a race. It is a slow, steady journey of commitment, patience, and resilience. Each day that you choose to move, to stretch, to walk, to strengthen, you are not just preserving your body. You are preserving your spirit, your independence, and your joy. Choose to be the person who takes control of their health, who refuses to let age dictate the terms of their life. The power to regain strength lies within you. It's never too late to start. Take the first step today, and let the transformation begin. 3. Inadequate diet. As we age, one of the most critical yet frequently overlooked habits that can jeopardize both our health and happiness is an inadequate diet, particularly when it comes to insufficient protein intake. In a world that increasingly emphasizes plant-based eating as the gold standard for health, many seniors fall prey to the belief that a vegetable-centric diet is the ultimate path to well-being. While this approach may work well for younger generations whose bodies are still in their prime, the truth is far different for those over the age of 70. As we enter our golden years, our bodies undergo a series of natural changes that dramatically increase the demand for protein, up to 1.5 times the amount required when we were younger. The unfortunate reality is that the body's ability to absorb and utilize protein diminishes with age, making it all the more vital for older adults to consciously adapt their diets to meet these growing needs. A heartbreaking personal journey. My mother's struggle. To truly understand the gravity of this issue, let me share a deeply personal story about my mother, a woman who, at 75, began to experience the life-altering consequences of an inadequate protein intake. For many years, she believed that eating a mostly plant-based diet was the key to maintaining her health and vitality. She adhered to this belief so strongly that she ate meat only once or twice a week, trusting that vegetables would provide all the nutrients she needed. However, as the months went by, I watched in helpless horror as my mother's once vibrant energy dwindled. In just 6 months, she lost 5 kilograms, a significant amount for her frame, and became constantly fatigued and weak. The woman who had once been so active, taking long walks, meeting friends for coffee, and actively engaging in her community, began to withdraw. She became reclusive, her outings were few and far between, and her zest for life slowly ebbed away. Desperate for answers, we consulted a nutritionist, and what we learned was sobering. The nutritionist discovered that my mother was severely deficient in protein, a condition that had affected both her physical strength and cognitive abilities. The protein deficiency didn't just make her tired and frail, it began to impair her memory, concentration, and mental clarity, leading to even more distressing consequences. This harsh revelation hit me hard. Protein isn't just the fuel that powers our muscles, it's essential for our brain health and overall vitality. We had allowed my mother to fall into a state of neglect, believing that a plant-based diet alone would suffice, and it was now taking a devastating toll on her. The turning point: restoring health with strategic diet changes. Faced with the reality of her condition, we decided to make significant changes to my mother's diet. The process was not quick or easy, but the results were nothing short of life-changing. With expert guidance, she began to include at least a palm-sized portion of meat or fish in each meal. She also made a concerted effort to incorporate other high-quality protein sources, such as eggs, dairy products, and nutrient-rich foods like natto at breakfast. Initially, these changes felt overwhelming to my mother, who had spent so many years adhering to a vegetarian diet, but over time, the benefits became abundantly clear. Within just 1 month, my mother's weight began to stabilize, and her energy levels started to improve. Her fatigue began to lift, and she was able to engage in activities that had once seemed out of reach. But the most profound change occurred not in her body, but in her spirit. She regained the joy of living, she smiled more, found renewed interest in her hobbies, and even began reconnecting with friends she had not seen in months. My mother had become, once again, the vibrant, lively woman I had known before, thanks to a few carefully planned changes in her diet. The vital role of protein in aging and the importance of consistent intake. What I've learned through this experience is that timing and consistency are crucial when it comes to ensuring adequate protein intake. To achieve optimal health, seniors should aim to incorporate balanced amounts of protein across 3 meals per day. But for those who, like my mother, tend to eat smaller portions, it's essential to supplement meals with protein-rich snacks that can provide a steady stream of nutrients throughout the day. Examples of such snacks include cheese, yogurt, or a small handful of nuts. Simple, practical options that make all the difference. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment 2 below to let me know that you are still here with me. Moreover, a synergistic effect occurs when protein intake is paired with physical activity. Regular, light exercise, such as walking, combined with a protein-rich meal afterward, increases the body's ability to absorb and utilize the protein effectively. For those who are hesitant to change their routines, this could be as simple as adding a small snack of cheese after a brisk walk, seamlessly integrating both protein and movement into a daily ritual. The importance of a gradual approach. It's important to acknowledge that while a diet overhaul can bring life-changing results, it should be approached with care and caution, particularly for those who have spent years eating a mostly vegetable-based diet. Sudden dietary changes can be risky, especially when older adults are concerned. Instead of overwhelming the body with drastic shifts, it is advisable to gradually increase meat consumption, starting with just 3 meals per week and increasing as tolerated. This approach allows the body to adapt without overburdening the digestive system. For seniors who find meal preparation difficult, convenient solutions like ready-made meals from the supermarket or bento boxes can be a simple and effective way to incorporate protein without the stress of cooking from scratch. It's also essential to remember that perfection is not the goal when it comes to dietary changes. The key is to find a sustainable method that works within your lifestyle and dietary preferences. Focus on progress, not perfection, and remember that small, consistent changes can lead to profound improvements over time. The danger of focusing on quantity over quality. One of the most common mistakes in elderly diets is an excessive focus on the quantity of food consumed rather than the quality. As we age, we may require fewer calories, but our nutritional needs intensify. Simply eating more food is not enough. It's crucial to choose nutrient-dense foods that provide the vitamins, minerals, and protein necessary to maintain health. This isn't about indulging in luxury, it's about investing in our health and well-being. High-quality, nutrient-rich foods ensure that every bite counts, giving the body exactly what it needs to function at its best. A call to action. The life-changing power of protein. My mother's story serves as a profound reminder of the transformative power of proper nutrition. When we neglect our protein intake, we risk more than just physical frailty. We risk losing our mental sharpness, our independence, and our quality of life. But with simple, deliberate changes, we can reclaim what we've lost. The key is to act before it's too late, incorporating more protein into our daily diets, focusing on quality over quantity, and embracing a sustainable approach to nutrition that will carry us through our later years with strength, clarity, and joy. Because at the end of the day, it's not just about living longer. It's about living better, with the energy and vitality that allow us to experience life to its fullest. Let this be the reminder that small, thoughtful choices today can lead to a healthier, happier tomorrow. And remember, it's never too late to start making those choices. Your body, and your future self, will thank you for it. 4. Social isolation. Social isolation is a habit so quiet and unassuming that its true dangers often go unnoticed until they've already taken root. It slips into lives subtly, cloaked in routine, solitude, or even the well-meaning intentions of not being a burden to others. Yet its impact on mental, emotional, and even physical health is nothing short of devastating. The absence of regular human connection can slowly chip away at one's cognitive abilities, emotional resilience, and overall sense of purpose. Alarmingly, research has shown that elderly individuals who interact with others less than 3 times a week experience cognitive decline at twice the rate of those who engage in daily social interactions. This isn't merely a statistic, it's a call to action. Social connection is not a luxury. It is a necessity for a healthy, thriving life. The story of Sato, an 80-year-old woman from Japan, paints a vivid picture of the insidious effects of social isolation. After losing her husband, a man she described as her rock and confidant, Sato fell into a pattern of staying at home, convinced that a quiet, solitary life was the most respectful way to grieve and avoid inconveniencing others. At first, this decision felt right. She told herself it was restful, peaceful, and what she needed. But slowly, a shadow began to creep into her life. She found herself forgetting small but significant things: the dates of appointments, the details of the weather forecast, and even her usual grocery list. These moments of forgetfulness weren't just frustrating, they were deeply unsettling, shaking her confidence and making her feel disconnected from the world around her. The turning point came when her daughter, noticing these changes, lovingly suggested that Sato join a local karaoke class. At first, Sato resisted. The idea of stepping out of her home, engaging with strangers, and singing in front of others felt overwhelming. What good will it do, she thought. But her daughter persisted, gently encouraging her to try it just once. With some hesitation, Sato finally agreed, and what unfolded in the weeks and months that followed was nothing short of a transformation. While the act of singing brought moments of joy, it was the conversations with her peers that truly revitalized her spirit. The simple act of chatting about song choices, reminiscing about memories tied to old tunes, and sharing laughter over forgotten lyrics ignited a spark in Sato's life that she hadn't felt in years. These interactions didn't just brighten her days, they sharpened her mind. Within 3 months, the changes were undeniable. Sato found herself making fewer errors when noting dates, confidently navigating the supermarket aisles, and even looking forward to her weekly karaoke sessions. What's more, her social life began to blossom. She started meeting classmates for tea on weekends, finding joy in small but meaningful rituals that gave her days new purpose. Sato's journey underscores a profound truth. Social interactions are not just nice to have. They are essential for the health of the brain and the soul. Every conversation, no matter how trivial it may seem, is a form of exercise for the mind. Deciding what to talk about, recalling shared memories, and even planning the logistics of meeting someone require cognitive effort that helps keep the brain sharp. This kind of mental stimulation is as vital as physical exercise, especially as we age. Regular activities, whether it's participating in a club, attending a weekly gathering, or simply being a familiar face at the local cafe, provide a structure of engagement that supports both mental clarity and emotional stability. In today's increasingly digital world, technology offers new ways to bridge the gap for those who may not be able to connect in person. Video calls through smartphones or tablets allow for face-to-face conversations with distant family and friends, offering meaningful interaction and stimulating the brain in much the same way as in-person chats. For those unfamiliar with technology, a little guidance can unlock a whole new world of connectivity. But even the simplest gestures, like a friendly conversation with a neighbor or a casual chat with a shopkeeper, can have a powerful impact. The benefits of social interaction extend far beyond the mind. Engaging in meaningful conversations triggers the release of endorphins and other hormones that reduce stress, elevate mood, and boost immune function. In this way, social connection becomes a form of holistic medicine, nourishing both the mental and physical aspects of health. The ripple effects are profound. A connected life is often a healthier, happier, and more fulfilling life. Still, it's important to acknowledge that forming new social connections can feel daunting, particularly as we grow older. The fear of rejection, the discomfort of unfamiliar situations, or simply the inertia of established routines can make stepping outside one's comfort zone seem like an insurmountable challenge. But the rewards of doing so far outweigh the risks. Even small steps, joining a class, reaching out to an old friend, or volunteering for a local cause, can lead to unexpected joys and discoveries. For Sato, the decision to step out of her solitude wasn't easy, but it was life-changing. What began as a reluctant agreement to attend a single karaoke session grew into a vibrant social life that reignited her passion for living. Her story is a powerful reminder that social isolation is not an inevitable consequence of aging. It is a challenge that can be overcome with courage, effort, and support. In the end, social interaction is about far more than filling time. It's about creating a life rich with connections, laughter, and shared experiences. It's about giving the brain the stimulation it needs to thrive and the heart the warmth it craves to feel alive. So, whether it's through a weekly club, a digital call, or a simple conversation at the corner store, embrace the opportunities to connect. For in those moments of connection lies the key to a sharper mind, a stronger body, and a fuller, happier life. 5. Excessive frugality leading to decreased quality of life. Excessive frugality, a habit often rooted in fear, insecurity, and a misguided sense of prudence, has the potential to slowly but powerfully diminish one's quality of life. This is particularly true for elderly individuals, especially in cultures like Japan, where the elderly are often expected to live modestly in their later years, sometimes to the point of self-sacrifice. As retirement approaches and income becomes limited, many people adopt an overly frugal mindset, fearing that their savings will not stretch far enough. While planning for the future and living within one's means is undeniably essential, excessive stinginess often results in neglecting the very aspects of life that preserve health, happiness, and well-being. This issue is not just a theoretical problem, it's a reality for many. Take, for example, the heartbreaking story of Kimura, an 83-year-old woman who, despite having saved over 3 million yen, found herself caught in the relentless grip of oversaving. To protect her hard-earned savings and avoid becoming a financial burden to her children, she limited her daily food budget to less than 1,000 yen, even in the harshest of winters. She endured the cold without heating, sacrificing comfort and warmth to keep costs down. Her fear of imposing on her family led her to avoid medical visits and necessary checkups, a choice that would later prove devastating. Her severe frugality resulted in significant health problems. Malnutrition, caused by her decision to spend so little on food, left her immune system weakened and vulnerable. The bitter cold exacerbated her physical state, causing her blood pressure to soar, which ultimately triggered a debilitating stroke. The tragedy of Kimura's story lies not just in the loss of her health, but in the fact that the savings she had worked so hard to accumulate were drained by the medical and rehabilitation expenses that followed. Kimura's experience serves as a stark reminder that the pursuit of financial security, when taken to extremes, can lead to the exact opposite outcome: financial ruin and poor health. And while her story may be personal, it is not unique. Many elderly individuals, in their attempt to preserve wealth, unknowingly end up jeopardizing their well-being. The fine line between prudence and harm. What is needed, then, is a careful balance between being financially responsible and caring for one's physical, mental, and emotional health. The key is understanding the difference between what is necessary and what is superfluous. Proper spending, whether it's on high-quality food, healthcare, or maintaining a healthy lifestyle, is not wasteful. It is an investment in longevity and overall well-being. For instance, spending a little more on fresh, nutrient-rich food and regular medical checkups is not a luxury. It's a fundamental need that ensures the body remains strong and resilient as it ages. Similarly, indulging in hobbies, social activities, and small pleasures is not frivolous. It is essential for maintaining emotional balance, mental clarity, and a sense of purpose in later years. It is easy to see these expenditures as unnecessary when viewed in isolation, but when we consider the long-term effects, the picture becomes clearer. Spending on things that enhance our health and happiness is an act of self-care, not wastefulness. Activities such as attending a weekly art class, enjoying social gatherings with friends, or simply indulging in a hobby that brings joy are vital to preserving mental health and emotional stability. These seemingly small expenses play a crucial role in combating the isolation, depression, and loneliness that can so often accompany aging. The science behind spending wisely. Recent scientific studies have shed light on the connection between spending and mental stimulation. Contrary to the assumption that saving excessively is always the wisest approach, research shows that moderate spending can contribute to cognitive vitality. Engaging in everyday activities like shopping, comparing prices, and budgeting all activate parts of the brain responsible for decision-making, memory, and problem-solving. This kind of mental engagement can help preserve cognitive functions and delay the onset of conditions like dementia or cognitive decline. Furthermore, preventive spending, such as investing in safety measures or comfortable footwear, might seem costly up front, but the long-term benefits are undeniable. Installing handrails in bathrooms or staircases, for instance, may seem like an unnecessary expense for someone who is relatively healthy, but it is a wise investment in preventing falls and accidents. In the event of an injury, the medical bills can be astronomical, not to mention the emotional and physical toll that recovery takes. Thus, these seemingly small expenditures are, in fact, a form of preventive healthcare, saving far greater amounts in the long run. Aging as an opportunity for discovery. In today's society, A life expectancy of 100 years is becoming increasingly common. What does this mean for the elderly? It means that the later years of life are not an inevitable decline, but a time ripe with opportunities for new experiences, growth, and learning. The 70s and 80s, far from being the end of the road, are chapters in life filled with rich potential. But this potential can only be realized if we can maintain our physical and mental health. To do so, it is essential to embrace the concept of purposeful spending, allocating resources toward investments that nourish the body, mind, and spirit. 1. Rethink your relationship with healthcare. Maintaining a healthy body requires more than just the occasional visit to the doctor. It means forming a lasting relationship with a trusted healthcare provider who understands your unique needs and health concerns. Regular consultations with this physician will ensure that your medications are properly managed, your health is monitored, and potential issues are addressed before they become serious problems. By prioritizing preventative care, you can avoid costly and painful medical issues in the future. 2. Start small with exercise. Exercise doesn't have to mean strenuous workouts or extreme physical challenges. It can begin with something as simple as 5 minutes of stretching each morning. The key is consistency. Movement is the most basic and effective way to improve circulation, reduce stiffness, and boost energy levels. Even the smallest daily movements have profound effects on physical and mental well-being, allowing you to maintain strength and independence well into your later years. 3. Nourish your body with protein. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment 3 below to let me know that you are still here with me. A well-rounded, nutrient-rich diet is crucial for sustaining health as we age. While fruits and vegetables are important, they must be complemented by adequate protein intake. Protein helps maintain muscle mass, strengthen the immune system, and support overall vitality. Aim for a palm-sized portion of protein, such as meat, fish, eggs, or dairy, at each meal. This simple dietary change can help you feel stronger, healthier, and more energetic. 4. Prioritize social connections. As we age, social connections become even more important for our emotional and mental well-being. It's easy to withdraw from others, especially when facing challenges, but isolation is a silent killer. Make a conscious effort to engage with others, whether it's through conversations with neighbors, regular phone calls to family members, or making plans to meet friends for tea. These small interactions stimulate the brain and improve emotional well-being, helping to maintain sharpness and prevent loneliness. 5. Practice smart spending. Smart spending is about investing in the things that truly matter: health, safety, and happiness. It's tempting to cut corners in these areas, but doing so can cost you more in the long run. Investing in health maintenance, safety measures, and opportunities for personal fulfillment will enrich your life in ways that cannot be quantified by a simple price tag. The goal is not to overhaul your lifestyle all at once, but to begin with small, manageable steps. Each positive change will naturally lead to others, creating a ripple effect of improvement in all areas of life. Building positive cycles for vibrant aging. Aging should not be viewed as a time of decline, but as a season of growth, self-care, and learning. Transformation doesn't happen overnight, but by taking small, intentional steps, you can build a foundation for a vibrant, fulfilling life. For instance, starting with something as simple as a daily morning walk can improve your physical strength, boost your appetite, and create opportunities for social interactions. Gradually, this will enhance your overall health and your sense of purpose. Meeting acquaintances at the supermarket or making small talk with neighbors can lead to valuable social connections that brighten your days and help maintain a positive outlook. These seemingly minor moments can add up to a life full of richness and meaning. Life doesn't end when you retire. It transforms. The key is to embrace this transformation with open arms, by investing in yourself and creating small, consistent habits that foster health, happiness, and well-being. Ultimately, retirement and the years beyond should not be a time of deprivation and fear, but a time of embracing joy, wisdom, and self-care. By letting go of excessive frugality and embracing a balanced approach to spending, you are not just securing your financial future, but you are giving yourself the gift of a vibrant, empowered old age. Investing in your health, your happiness, and your relationships is the most valuable investment you can make. So don't wait. Start today and create the future you deserve. Aging gracefully and living a fulfilling life isn't about sacrificing joy for savings or neglecting your well-being for the sake of frugality. It's about balance, intentionality, and prioritizing what truly matters: your health, happiness, and connections with others. We've explored how excessive frugality can quietly harm our quality of life and discussed practical ways to embrace purposeful spending, healthy habits, and meaningful interactions. Now, we'd love to hear from you. What resonated with you the most? Was there a specific habit or tip that inspired you to make a positive change? Share one thing you've learned from this video and how you plan to bring it into practice in your own life in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, please let us know by leaving a comment, giving it a thumbs up, and sharing it with your friends and family. And don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel for more inspiring content that helps you live your best life. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. Glowing Star.